Commence primary ignition.
I'm just not the hero type, clearly.
What a piece of junk.
Enterprise, this is the captain.
I got a bad feeling about this.
It's all part of the plan.
Engage.
Welcome back to Podcast 2 for 1. I'm your host, Donovan Thompson, with my co-host,
Daniel Wingfield.
And we are, not only do we have a guest, Johnnie Brannon, with us, yes, we also have our
Usually
new,
the guests say something when you point to them.
we also have our new studio, right? So we have a new location, new mics, new everything. So we're shitting and getting, as they say. Yeah, you see
I was
that?
just Vanna Whiting
Yeah.
a little bit.
All right. So again, we're here with Johnnie Brannon. We're going to review Onward, another Babycast today. So Johnny, real quick, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Let's see. My name's Johnnie Brannon. I am a local filmmaker and an actor, or actor and filmmaker. I also run the Made in Arkansas Film Festival.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what's that?
It's a film festival that we put on last year at the Ron Robinson Theater. Basically, we're trying to celebrate and show the work of filmmakers from Arkansas, and try to show the support. You know, there's a lot of people making movies, and we want to make sure that all those people get some recognition and get their work out. So.
That's awesome.
That's a really cool.
Yeah.
That's
We're
a
the party
great thing.
festival. We're the festival that
You're the fun one.
yeah, we're the fun one.
Okay,
Yeah.
lots of parties.
What?
No.
What days are the festival happening this year?
This year is May 14th, 15th, and 16th. 3
Cool.
days.
3
Mark your
days.
calendars.
Mark it on your calendar.
All of your calendars.
Where's a good place to go? and
Google
get tickets
Calendar,
for this?
iCalendar.
Tickets will be available on
Facebook
our
calendar.
website, but also on the Cal's Ron Robinson
Okay,
Facebook
cool.
page and website. So once we get everything squared, then
Is it all the showings at Ron Rob?
yes, yeah,
Cool. That's one of my favorite theaters
It
in
is.
Little Rock.
Because later this week we've already recorded it, but our live episode where we showed Batman 1989, it will be releasing sometime this week after this episode.
At some point.
Who knows?
Some
You get it when you get it.
You
like
never
always.
know. It's a big mystery box.
That's true. All right. Well, we're here. That's great. I'm glad, Johnny. I'm glad you're here. We're going to be talking about Onward. You and me and Katie had the pleasure last night of watching it. Of course, as usual, Daniel didn't watch the movie we're going to talk about.
Listen, my wife goes to school at night. What do you want me to do? Leave my child in bed alone, asleep? I'll just ask the dogs to let me know if anything happens.
There you go. And the movie is directed by I can't say this, Dan Scanlon. I don't know who that is. But of course, it stars Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, and it's Pixar's newest venture, right? It opened up pretty decent over the weekend. It had like a $70 million opening. I think it's worldwide actually, so like a $40 million.
Yeah, but I read that's on par with their lowest opening ever.
Is it?
Which is The Good Dinosaur.
Ooh.
Yeah, or it's like a hairline better.
Yeah. Well,
Pixar probably has some pretty historic opening weekends for animated films.
They do.
I'm sure they hold most, if not all, the records.
They have. I think Toy Story 4 is the highest of all time.
Well, does Into the Spider-Verse work? Does that count now?
It's not a. It did not have. It's not even that.
The
high.
box office wasn't good on that.
It's like okay. It's
okay.
It's like a third of Toy Story 4's box office. Isn't that a crime?
Yep.
Yes.
Affirmative.
Real quick. So the movie is about. So it's kind of like a fantasy world, right? We have like elves and pixies and that kind of thing, but it's like they happened a long time ago, but now everything's been modernized. So we have, everyone has vehicles and cars and technology, and people kind of forgot to do magic, but we still have dragons as pets, and we have elves, going to school, and trolls in class and everything else. They just don't know how to do magic. Well, Tom Holland's character, he grew up without his father. His brother's played by Chris Pratt, who's kind of the crazy off the wall brother.
The oaf. He seems oafish.
Yeah, very oafish.
Yeah.
And essentially, their father leaves them a birthday present for his 16th birthday and says, "Hey, you have one day to do a spell, and for 24 hours you can bring me back." Well, the spell kind of goes a little hijinksy. Of course, if you've seen the trailer, they only bring half his body back. It's kind of like a little Weekend at Bernie's kind of vibe there. And then the rest of the movie is them trying to bring the rest of his body back so they can say, hey to him, right? It's been one of them's never seen him, one of them lost him as a kid. So what's the plot? Johnny, how do you feel about the movie?
Well, it's not normally like a Pixar film.
Right.
Last time I went to see it.
I'm just gonna
theaters.
gently and unceremoniously move this slightly closer to your mouth.
Yeah, I'm not sure when the last time I did go see a Pixar movie at the theater,
Right.
let alone a Disney film. But I tell you, sitting in the theater and seeing the big Disney logo on the screen was pretty magical.
It's cool.
There's just some magic to it.
Yeah, it was. There's some magic to it, and then after that, it just kind of fell apart. No, I'm kidding. No.
Damn.
The magic left after
more
the
like
title screen.
more like downward.
No, yeah, exactly. So Onward is going downward.
So the title screen was better than the movie. Okay, got it.
No, it was fun.
You know what's really weird? This is totally Disney like overlords like saying, "Hey, you didn't know this, probably Daniel." But the movie opens up. You know they have those nice Disney shorts or like Pixar shorts.
It was a Simpsons one, right?
It was a Simpsons one.
So weird.
I'm
guessing it was like a PG or G rated Simpsons short.
It was very PG, I think.
Yeah,
there's definitely
some
like,
relationship.
Definitely some baby innuendos in there.
They own.
I know, but it was just seemed like a very much blatant, like, hey, don't forget Simpsons on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
it was kind of weird,
especially when we're used to these kind of like quaint, like really precious, small Pixar worlds and shorts.
And it's a cute short, but still, it was just it was weird.
Yeah. But was it animated just like Simpsons?
Yeah, it was just it was like a little baby Simpsons short.
That would have been weird.
Yeah. No,
trying to get the kiddies into the Simpsons.
I know. I think you're right though. I think that. For me, I thought this movie was going to like just gut punch me, and there is a few of those moments, but I was like, man, I wanted to watch it because, of course, I lost my father a couple of years ago, so I was like, man, this is really going to resonate with me, and it did in a lot of ways. But just taking that kind of like emotional manipulation that all those great Pixar films do, the movie itself is it's not that amazing. It's good, but it's not like Pixar good, like what we associate with Pixar.
Very basic. It's very, very
it's
basic.
A basic bitch.
But see, here's I feel like this is the Pixar we've seen for the past 5 years.
No, you haven't seen Coco yet, so stop.
I haven't seen Coco. Fair enough, but Incredibles 2,
it's good.
It's okay.
It's good. It's good.
It's not at the level of the original 3 Toy Stories or the first Incredibles.
Did you see Toy Story 4, Johnny?
No.
Okay, well then
I haven't.
You're
behind.
It's
have you seen any?
It's
Toy
a
Story
good
movies?
thing. You don't need to see it. It's forgettable.
Not in a while. I mean, it's there. I know, and that's the thing about it. It's like when I saw the third one and I thought that was it, I was like, this is a great wrap up.
Exactly.
Then the fourth one
And then
came
they had
out,
to be
and I'm
like,
like,
exactly. Like we had the perfect ending to the Toy Story arc.
Sorry,
and then they were
everyone.
like, oh well, we just need to see one more character say bye to the other characters.
Exactly.
But I feel like we already got that moment in the two of the other Toy Stories.
It was emotional, and I don't. It's like you let it all out, and then by the way, there's another one.
It just feels like cash grabby.
Absolutely,
it does, and especially because there were quotes after Toy Story 3. I remember like people asking, obviously, it did really well. Is there going to be more Toy Stories? And I believe the quotes from the Pixar higher-ups were, not unless we have a story so good, we have to tell it. And I feel like that is what marked those early Pixar movies up. Monsters, Inc., A Bug's Life, the first 3 Toy Story movies. They were just so like brilliant. And like you were like, this is so perfect and wonderful. And then I think at some point after maybe like Inside Out, I feel like they're just started to drop off in quality, and we're getting more sequels that we don't really need. Like the Incredibles 2 sequel was not really necessary. The story in it was like, well, this isn't like the characters don't really learn anything different than they learned in the first movie. You know what I mean?
You guys are like the fun police. You guys just come around here, just fucking arresting me. I mean,
here's the thing: if you're gonna serve me the perfect steak for 10 years, and then you're gonna start serving me like some Western sizzling, extra well done bullshit.
Incredibles 2.
I mean, sure, it's good.
Then Hungry
it's
Man.
edible.
Hungry Man.
then Hungry Man from
exactly.
there.
It's okay. I'll rephrase my analogy. Let me rephrase.
I honestly don't know which one's worse, Western Sizzling or Hungry Man. I honestly don't know.
I'm rephrasing my analogy because that doesn't quite work. If you're served the best steak ever for 10 years in a row, and then you start getting good, not great, but good steak, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like that's how I feel with Pixar.
But this is coming from the man who hasn't seen Coco.
That's true. Fair enough. And Coco looks like
it's amazing.
And the upcoming one, Soul,
looks amazing.
Look like maybe we're getting some of that Pixar magic back. Maybe that it's got that magic.
I think most people would say. Granted, I think Toy Story 4. Yeah, it's not as good as probably 1, 2, or 3, just because it felt like an epilogue.
It's at least.
But it's a fine
30 to 40% worse.
No, it's not, dude. Jesus Christ. Incredibles 2, I thought was also.
He can't save you here.
No, I thought it was really good. I thought Incredibles 2 was also good, but Cars 3 was way better than Cars 2.
I didn't even see it.
But also, people don't like Cars 1, so maybe I just shouldn't.
Cars
talk
1 is fine.
I like Cars.
It's a cute story with cars.
Daniel's review of Cars. All right. Well, I think the thing for me is again just me and Johnny kind of talked a little bit about this last night, but the humor from the world is basically like, okay, since say we have Pixies, right, and they're a biker gang, which is kind of funny, right? But the thing that's really funny about them is that they can't fly anymore because their ancestors forgot to fly because we don't do magic. So that's kind of where all the humor kind of comes from. Like, oh, they couldn't do this, but now they're in a modern setting. But they didn't really feel like they had any super clever ways of, really making it like profound or nuanced or anything that was good. And it just kind of, the movie kind of falls apart. Now, one thing I was going to ask you, Johnny. Now, most of the time when I watch a Pixar movie, I don't really see the actors and the characters.
Yeah.
I don't really see like the characters that they make.
Sure.
But in this one, even though they were like elves or whatever, I saw Tom Holland and I saw Chris Pratt and their characters.
I saw Chris Pratt for sure. Tom Holland, I was trying to, because sometimes you can see the similarity in the visuals, I guess.
Yeah, like their facial structure.
Yeah.
It kind of made me feel like, because normally I've never seen them do this for animation, unless it's like a Robert Zemeckis, like Christmas Carol or Polar Express thing.
Yeah.
But this felt like they at least, and maybe just because they were matching the facial expressions with the dialogue, so by nature it automatically made them look like their character. But I feel like it's probably more difficult to like. I feel like you would have to have intention to do that to even achieve it. Yeah. And I feel like that was. I was like, okay, look, Chris Pratt, the way even their eyes looked, the way how far apart they were separated or how close together they were. I was like, oh, it's Chris Pratt. And then I was like, oh, that's Tom Holland. Of course, they have pointy ears or blue skinned and all that stuff. But I thought that was kind of a nice little thing.
Well, I did doze off.
He did.
in the movie.
You know what? Yeah, okay.
I dozed off actually during the Pixie scene because I was talking.
They're the worst part.
That's a big indictment of the film, though.
I woke up whenever they were flying around. I go, I don't even remember that part. Like, where did they meet the Pixies at? Not the band, but the group. And
you would have loved it.
Unfortunately,
if the band, the Pixies, that's a big deal right there. So
it'd been the best movie ever.
Yeah, it'd been the best movie ever. If they would have had a Pixie song in it,
that would. Man, what a missed opportunity.
Yeah, they should have.
It is a missed opportunity.
They could have had.
And I feel like Pixar usually I guess DreamWorks is the one that often incorporates the pop culture songs heavily,
like Shrek.
And that, and then like Despicable Me with the Eminem song or whatever that song that rap was, or they do an Eminem song in that Despicable Me movie,
right? Okay, well, we talked a little bit about Soul, just kind of on another Pixar movie, and we've all seen the trailer for that. That looks pretty good, though. What do you think about that one? You make sure
Did y'all see the trailer last night? Again?
It was on. Yeah, it was a test.
I assumed,
of course, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, dude looked like a character from Samuel L. Jackson's character from Incredibles. And then the little person, the little ghost, looked like something from Inside Out.
Oh, it did.
So it's like they haven't really went forward. It's like it's very similar, I guess.
Right.
So,
well, if you look at it, we have after Inside Out, we had The Good Dinosaur, which was original,
and was panned.
It was
like it was
right
a straight.
But then we
average
have
movie.
Finding Dory, which is a sequel.
Not
Cars
great.
3, which is a sequel.
Not great.
Coco, which is original.
I heard that's good.
And then we have Incredibles 2, which is a sequel.
Not great.
Then we have Toy Story 4, which is a sequel.
Not great either.
And then we have Onward, which is fine.
It sounds like not great.
It's fine. But the next one this year is Soul, and
that one looks great.
It looks great.
I hope it's as great as it looks.
Yeah, maybe it is. So last endorsements from Johnnie Brannon. Yay or nay on the movie, Johnny?
I would
recommend kids to.
It's we went on what was it last night? Monday. Monday night. There was like nobody in the theater. I had my peanut butter M&Ms and my Coke, my Diet Coke, and so I felt happy. It made me happy.
There you go.
I would say it's for kids, and if you go to theater, make sure there's nobody else in there.
There you go.
No, I want to ask you: is it worth seeing this one on the theater, or are you going to get pretty much the same experience when it's on Disney Plus?
Catch it at the $5 Tuesday.
Okay.
Catch it on the $2 Tuesdays.
It's $2.
So
Tuesday.
The visuals, the sound design, doesn't like scream theater experience.
There's honestly, like when you watch Coco, there's moments in it, you're like, damn, that's a really beautiful movie. Like there are, but honestly, just now that I think about it, Onward, there's nothing that's like breathtaking.
Striking out.
There is some good animation, of course, but even when I was watching Toy Story 4, when I was watching that, I was like, man, the lighting's like the water and stuff is incredible. But yeah, Onward, something about it. They kind of
the art style to me just felt so generic.
It feels-
like
it is-
it felt generic. It
Yeah,
felt
it does
also
feel-
like mixing, like, you know, those little troll dolls.
Right.
Like it almost felt like troll dolls art style, like that kind of world, or like weird. And it honestly, if you had showed me that, I would have said, "Oh, cool, another DreamWorks movie."
Yeah. Well, I think
You know what I
kinda-
mean? Like I would have felt like, "Oh, this feels like a DreamWorks film,"
Well, I
because
think-
this feels like DreamWorks does that kind of generic fantasy stuff. I feel
Right.
like.
Well, I think they kind of back to what I was saying about the human element from Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. Since it's kind of so generic looking, you kind of pick those out. Like in other
that's part of it.
other Pixar movies, everything is so unique and different in their animation style that you can't find actors
with
in
the
that.
exception being Woody, because I mean, he just looks like Tom Hanks.
No, he does not.
I mean,
Do you think he does?
yeah,
No, he does not.
he's a white guy with short brown hair.
Oh, okay, of course.
Okay. I do think he looks fine.
Anyway, I'd say if you have, if you can go watch it, it's not a bad time with the movies at all. It definitely, I was a moment where I was choking up and had some few tears rolling down my cheeks. Some good sentiment there. Of course, the movie's kind of built that's going to do that to you.
yeah, it had you in the bag. In that
It did.
sense.
It did. But I was also the audience that someone has lost somebody. It's probably going to appeal to me more than other people. So go watch it, but maybe
don't. I mean, it sounds like we don't really care what you do.
I wasn't gonna say
Go
if
watch
you
it.
don't
Don't watch it.
If you want, I would maybe wait till if you want to see one animated movie this year, see Soul.
Yeah, so far. I mean, we don't.
I
know.
don't care nothing about Trolls
Is there
2.
any even like other animated movies coming out?
There's
that are
Trolls 2. There's
See, if you had told me this was Trolls 2, if you jumped into like, oh, cool.
Well, there's
Not Troll 2, but Trolls 2.
yeah, exactly.
Troll 2, yes. I would
now,
totally be down for
what
that.
if Trolls 2 is a troll
There you go.
crossover movie?
Yeah.
The universes collide.
Johnny, how can our listeners find Made in Arkansas, and how can they find you on the webs?
You can definitely go to Facebook and look for Made in Arkansas. I would show a logo, but logo like that. It's got Made
hard
in
to
Arkansas
miss.
on it. Yeah, it's got a little slate thing, a slate on top of it. But yeah,
We don't know what we're doing.
I don't know.
We're not
movies, some
filmmakers.
movie stuff. Anyway,
As a clipper
yes.
clapper.
It's like a little clapper. I've heard students call it clappers.
Clap.
I've heard clapper, yeah.
Clapper.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, yes, definitely find us on Facebook, and we'll have all the goodies on there. We share Arkansas, like anything that's in the film scene there, whether it be 48-hour films, local films, anything like that. We try to promote the stuff. So come like us.
You have
For
an Instagram
filmmakers.
you have Instagram or Twitter, Johnny?
We do, but I'm.
Don't go look at it.
Don't go to that. We'll work on that.
No,
I promise.
for filmmakers, when is the deadline to get your film in
There you
Made in
go.
Arkansas?
Oh
Film
yeah,
Festival?
the
That-
deadline is April 24th. So there's
24th.
still plenty of time to get the films in. We got so many movies. We got more feature films this year than we
Really?
had. Yeah.
That's great.
Made in Arkansas or by now the rules are in Arkansas or by someone with Arkansas ties. Is that what it is?
We changed some things up this year.
Okay.
The cool things that and last year, well, real quick, last year we had such a great year. Of course, we want to grow it, but we don't want to like explode it.
Sure.
So one step at a time. So this year we opened it up to, we got a lot of friends that was here making films a few years ago. They're out in either LA or Louisiana or Atlanta or anywhere else. So we're doing Arkansas connections. So anybody that's making films elsewhere, if you're from Arkansas, submit. We also have regional films that we're taking. So anything outside around Arkansas, Missouri, Louisiana, Texas, so on. Through basically the Southeast Conference.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
can submit to us as well. And so we're taking those. This year, we're actually going to have 2 screenings. We're going to have the main theater in Ron Robinson that we're going to be screening films. But then on Saturday, the 16th, we're going to actually have a screening upstairs of other blocks. So
is
it's going to be.
is there another screening room upstairs?
There will be, yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
It used to be the Filmmaker Lounge when it was the Little Rock Film Festival. So they got a screen and a projector up there. So we're going to
awesome.
be bouncing back and forth. So there's going to be movies playing all day long.
That's
and
awesome.
then, and that's actually the things that we got right now. We're still working on a few other little things, but yeah, it's going to be a heck of a year. We got some really good stuff that's been submitted so far, and there's still like I know there's a lot of UCA students that's making movies right now, and there's a lot of other people that's working on our stuff outside, around the state like Jonesboro and elsewhere that
Right.
are in production. So yeah, there's still plenty of time to get your movies in, and we want them. We're yeah, we want them.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a great opportunity for people to get their work in front of other people.
Networking, film festivals are so good for you. Just you find a movie you like, and you're like, holy shit, I want to go talk to that guy, and the next thing you know, you're working together. 6 months down the road.
Absolutely, that's what was so cool last year is that we had that vibe that felt like the Little Rock Film Festival, where in between our screenings, people were going up to each other and they're like, hey, I haven't seen you forever. And so, and there's other things, we're not, trying to compete with other festivals around the state. We're just doing it our way.
Yeah.
And our way is that we want to bring people together and we want to get people in the same room and say, hey, I haven't seen you forever. I loved your movie that we just saw. Let's work on stuff.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing regional. So if somebody from Tennessee comes in, it's like, dude, I saw your film and it was incredible. Once you come to Tennessee and work on our next film, we're working on trying to get that networking opportunity.
And Little Rock needs that. Like Little Rock's such a hub of business and community and everything. I mean, I know Northwest Arkansas obviously has, Fayetteville Film Festival, Bentonville Film Festival. They have Rock Hill Studios. They have quite a bit going on, but I feel like there's more individual filmmakers down here.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's even more valuable to them.
It's
awesome.
It's amazing because even like last year, we got a lot of JBU films from John Brown University, and that's up in Northwest Arkansas. So, and they, our two winners one of them was from JBU, who won the student short, best student short. So, there's and we're going to actually have more awards this year, not just the best of the best Arkansas and best student. We're actually going to probably expand to more like technical stuff as well. So it'd be fun. Exactly. So it's
fun.
Just,
the more
for
awards
fun.
is, we all know they don't mean anything. Come on, we put the laurels on them and it doesn't do anything.
And
our movies aren't sold to Hollywood yet, but it's fun.
It's
and
fun.
It looks cool.
It looks cool.
And you love like seeing your poster with like 15.
A laurel, yeah.
It's just.
But even like, if let's say if we do decide to give like best actor awards or best, cinematography, it's something that we want to recognize and say, hey, look, you're busting your butt here in Arkansas. You're doing something, and what you made was fantastic. We just want to show people. We want to recognize your talent. Here's another really cool little perk that we're doing as well. Like last year, we had multiple blocks, and so we did a audience favorite. Any film that got the most amount of votes in our block, they got recognized on Facebook. And so those films that get recognized get a free submission code for next year.
Oh, cool.
That's
to
cool.
bring people back. Yeah. So we want to keep people making films. We want films to keep coming back to Made in Arkansas Film Festival. So it doesn't mean that you get an automatic submission. Acceptance. But we want you. You can submit it for
an
free.
iPhone video in there.
Yeah, you can submit it for free. Anything. So. So yeah. Anyway,
well, that's great.
Sorry to our TikTok filmmakers.
There you
but
go.
TikTok's sucks.
Well, I was gonna say we may do micro short award next year. So
there you go.
I want to start pushing micro shorts. So yes,
Cool. I like it.
Well,
I like
check
it.
everything out at Made in Arkansas. Is it .org or is it
Just
Just
Google it. Right, it'll come up.
Yeah, if you Google it, it'll pop right up.
Perfect. Cool. So
Quick and easy.
real quick, Daniel, how can our listeners write into us?
They can write into bit.ly/2for1mail. That is bit.ly/2for1mail.
Perfect. And for all your podcast needs, please go to podcast2for1.com. There you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This is episode 25, so go on our Instagram and subscribe because something really, really cool is happening today, actually. The day
Is it
this
today?
airs.
Oh, because
the
tomorrow.
day this airs. Yeah.
Something
really cool is happening on Instagram.
Yeah.
You
might say that 5 Power Stone. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna get.
Yeah,
no,
don't,
sorry.
don't spoil it.
I can't.
Go check that out, and also, of course, we always recommend going to YouTube and subscribing to the channel there. It's the
We
best,
do recommend that.
It's the best way to consume the content. And if you happen to leave us a rating, please leave us only 5 stars because that's the only way we roll
because
up
that's
in
the
here.
only thing we accept.
It's pretty much
5 stars or nothing.
Yeah, and if you like the podcast and you like what we do, then please share it and say, hey, these guys are doing something cool, and maybe we can keep doing more content for you. We have some cool things around the corner for you guys, and hopefully some more original content. And the more support,
We do have some good ideas for some original content in the pipeline, as they say.
in the pipeline. Yeah, the 2-for-1 pipeline. Oh, that sounds good, don't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, my name is Donovan Thompson,
I'm Daniel Wingfield.
And I'm Johnnie Brannon.
and we have spoken.